Hi, beautiful soul family. I am Tara, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel. Um, to some of you, it was actually the Spiritual Talk Show, but I've recently changed it to Spirit Mother. A little bit because, I work with spirit, and I'm guided to talk about certain things at different times. Today, as my title says, I'm talking about the Sexual Sterilization Act. Okay, I'm not. I don't know. I haven't been feeling well, but it's all going good now. I've spoke of it back in 2020, and I've touched base with it a few times on different occasions. Now, most recently, I've had someone tell me, because I don't watch the news. Okay, I don't watch mainstream media or what have you. But I was told that they recently had it on the news with regards to this bill. I believe they said C7, that it was with regards to assisted suicide. And they said that they were bringing out the new one for Bill C7 for mental illness. Okay, assisted suicide for mental illness. Okay, mental illness can be helped. It's a matter of taking the time and actually helping the person, giving them the tools that these professionals, so-called professionals, are told that they have a degree in. Take these tools. Use the tools that you were given to help people. They need to show them how to use the tools so that they are able to help themselves, because everybody with mental health illness, they can be helped. But right now, what's happening, and it's been happening, it was happening in World War II also, the Sexual Sterilization Act, because it was brought about by Hitler. Hitler used that act, hence all of the people dying. Do the research. Okay, look into it, because that's what's happening right now. The Sexual Sterilization Act is being hauled, and they're saying, oh, well, if you have mental health issues, we'll help you kill yourself. What the What's the problem here? Where's this for people? We already got our kids taking their lives because the people that are supposed to be helping him or her are family members. They don't want to live no more because the right people aren't friggin' doing their job and helping them in the appropriate manner. What are we paying them for? But if you do the research, the Sexual Sterilization Act was brought about in the late 1920s. I believe it was 1928 that they brought the sexual sterilization into effect. And that was produced by medical professionals. It's pissing me off. Like, okay, and another thing, they're bringing it out on the news now that this bill went through and it's going to take effect in March. Well, wait a minute. I just found a thing on YouTube with regards to this a year ago. I believe it was around March 26th or March 16th or somewhere in around there, where the C7 bill was passed a year ago. So I'm confused. And so should you be, because something's not right here. There was a woman talking about, they're saying that people with mental health issues, well, yeah, you can apply for assisted suicide. Take you 2 years to get it. Things are getting really ridiculous. There's an article, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to attempt to read it, okay? Because you really need to look into this Sexual Sterilization Act and look at everything that's happening right now. There's something not right happening. Okay? And finding this article and this global news broadcast a year ago really confuses me. If they already said this a year ago, what's going on? Did you go back in time? Or are they just bringing everything out to repeat itself? You know, deja vu? Okay, I've seen this before. So I think I may have shut the article itself down, but oh no. Wait, is this it? Nope. Okay, that's not it. But I do have the article here and I will read it. Canadian Senate passes Bill C7 expanding assistance. Sorry, dying to include mental illness. This article was posted March 17th, 2021 at 6:15. It was updated March 19th, 2021 at 12:15 in the morning. Okay. Wow. The energies are really coming up right now. This has nothing to do with my bug because it's trying to shut me down. Clearing the energy. Okay. This is what it says. Intolerably suffering Canadians who are not near the natural end of their lives now have the right to seek medical assistance in dying. And that will eventually include people suffering solely from grievous and irreparable mental health issues. We can help mental health issues. Stop giving them the pills and help them get over their post-traumatic stress disorder and their fears, because that's what's holding them there. We need to help them instead of help them to take their own lives. Okay? The expansion of Canadians' assisted dying regime went into effect Wednesday, which was last year. Wednesday night, after the Senate expected and received version of Bill C7. Now it gets interesting. Okay? The bill received royal assent a few hours later, just over a week ahead of final March 26th deadline imposed by the court. Well, that was awfully fast. They wanted that right out there, which had granted 4 extensions to bring the law into compliance with a 2019 Quebec Superior Court ruling. Do your research on the Sexual Sterilization Act. The royal assent granted intolerably suffering Canadians who aren't near death immediately granted the right to seek medical assistance in dying. people suffering solely from mental illnesses will have to wait 2 years to gain the same right. The government had officially intended to impose a blanket ban on assisted dying for people suffering solely from mental health issues. Now, okay, the government had originally intended to impose a blanket ban on assisted dying to people suffering solely from mental illness. Now, get this, but under pressure from senators, okay, senators who believe that exclusion was unconstitutional. It subsequently put a 2-year time limit on it. Okay, so it's another guilt trip. Okay, and it's another control thing. Okay, in the meantime, the government committed to setting up an expert panel to advise on the safeguards and protocols that should apply to people with mental illness. Okay, this is just my opinion, but do I think mental illness should be an assisted suicide? No. Okay, somebody who has an ongoing medical illness that is excruciating pain, that is just going to get worse. To me, that's different. People say they can't be helped. There's no cure for them. But there is a way to help mental illness. Okay? They don't want us around. They say that we are the ones who are the bane of the existence of the healthcare system. Okay? We're not. We are star beings. We are waking up and we are having a hard time dealing with everything. There is a lot of stuff that can help mental illness. Ask yourself now, if you suffer from a mental health issue, I personally tried to take my own life a few times because I just wanted out. Because the tools were not shown or given to me, and I wasn't taught how to use them. Okay? We're just thrown a pill and say, here, take this pill. And some cases, maybe it's in hopes that, oh, well, you'll just take all of them if they're bringing this out. Because it's like, holy crap. What are you doing? Everybody has a right to stuff, yes. But why is it being offered to help kill someone? Do you get off on it? Seriously. Do they get off on helping people die? Especially just mental health. Oh, here, we'll help you die. What the fudge? Why not, instead of helping people die, bring out the actual technologies, cures, and everything that will help the people instead of holding them back? Because it's all out there. The 1%ers are keeping it for themselves. They're getting rich. They're getting better. But like people say, well, they're dying too. Well, are they actually the 1%ers or are they the puppets? The patsies that are being controlled by the puppet masters, the real 1%ers. Okay? The Sterilization Act, They're hurting you. It's not because they want to help you. It's because they really want you gone. So that's why it's being offered. It's not because it's out of the goodness of their heart. Because telling somebody, oh, because you have a mental health issue, I'll help you kill yourself. Don't take your life, no matter what, okay? Because there is help. We just need to be able to find the right people, and the right people are coming now. Take those efforts that are just there for this, that sit there and patronize you. Oh, and how did that make you feel? That's why people don't want to be around. Because you got the ones like that it's like, that's like, what the heck? We're getting sick because of all the chemicals and emissions and all this carbon and stuff. Well, we're not the ones producing it. Just so you know, these big manufacturers that are producing the karma it's karma, but we're wearing their freaking karma. This stuff, okay? These big jet people, like, we're going to take a jet to the store. Oh, I'm going to take a jet across the country because I want to go to a specific store. Okay. That's where the carbon is. It's not from us little people. Okay. We have no choice in the matter right now. The free energy is there, but they're keeping it from us because there's no money in it. It's time to let it go. It's time to put it out there for the people. Get rid of the AI, the artificial technology. That's not real. That's not the real technology. They have it hid. It's out there. They have it hid. People don't, frivolous dying. People shouldn't be dying the way they are. There's cure for cancer. I told you before, the cure for cancer, they had it in the 80s and it was pennies. But because Big Pharma wasn't going to make money off it, the government was even talking about footing money for it, the cure. What happened to that? Okay, I'm getting really ticked off because I'm hearing people say about stuff and then they're so glued to, like, the government, like the mainstream media, and they're thinking, oh, well, they're my best friend. No, they're not. If they were your best friend, they'd be getting everything out there for the people, to help the people, instead of saying, oh, well, our hospitals are all backlogged and what have you. But instead of giving them the money to the hospitals, it's privately owned. So there's a profit being made off of you. And every time you run to the hospital because you have a cough, you're making the money. Some will say, oh, well, I don't feel good. Well, it's a cold. Rest. But the biggest majority of our medical money goes towards legal fees to protect the doctors. Robert Miller from the Valley here in Nouvelle-Écosse. Am I raising my voice? I guess you could say somewhat. Because I'm pissed off myself. That's like, how did we miss this? How did we keep letting it go? My mom died. My grandmother, like some of your moms died. Some of your dads, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents. And there was no need of it. Dying before they should have. Because of corporate greed. And that's what the Sexual Sterilization Act is. It's a corporate greed. Some would say, well, I thought you said they want to make money off us. Do you think they're not? This corporations, okay? You are the money for everything. Doesn't matter what parts you look at. You are the money. Oops. Okay? So, the government rejected a Senate amendment to allow people who fear losing mental capacity to make advance requests for an assisted death. But it committed to launching within 30 days a joint parliamentary committee to review that issue and other unresolved matters. Hey, notice that when I start reading this, including whether mature minors should have access to the procedure. Okay, so they're saying that, okay, well, we'll probably allow it, but we're contemplating, we're going to pretend we're contemplating on saying whether or not our minor children can say if they want assisted suicide. Instead of like, for Canadians who are suffering intolerably, this process has taken too long, but their wait is now over. Justice Minister David Lamity tweet, let's sell little birdie. And you know how that goes. Shortly after the bill received royal assent. This is an important milestone. Whoa! Important milestone. Here, we get to kill more people. But there is no more work to do. The bill was triggered by 2 Quebecers with severe disabilities who went to court to successfully fight for the right to choose an assisted death, even though their natural deaths were not reasonably feasible. But disability rights groups have simultaneously opposed the bill. I can agree, arguing it devolves the life of people with disabilities, particularly those who are Black, radicalized, Indigenous, or otherwise already marginalized and face discrimination in the health system. Okay. Now, I'm going to say it. All mental health people are being discriminated, some more than others, but we're all being discriminated. Okay. They fear such vulnerable people will be pressured. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's like, oh, come on, let us. We want to do this. Please let us. We'll help you. Either directly or indirectly through societal attitudes and lack of support services. Okay. Well, why do we have lack of support systems and services? Ask that one. To end their lives permanently. Okay. I took that the wrong way. Okay. To me, the lack of support services would be the lack of mental health professionals. I'm talking people that actually know what they're doing, not just someone given a degree. Because a lot of it is more from experienced people who have already been through it and have the tools that are able and willing to teach someone else the tools and how to use them. Many mental health advocates have also weighed in against the eventual inclusion of people suffering solely from mental illness. They argue that it is harder to predict the outcomes of mental illness, many of which can be treated. Like I said, and point out that a wish to die is often a symptom of these illnesses. Exactly. That's like, I had illnesses, but I just wanted to end everything because I didn't want to deal with it no more. Okay? It was like I just don't want to do this no more. But it wasn't so much that I wanted to die, because I didn't really want to die. I just wanted the pain and suffering to stop, because I wasn't given or shown the tools until the past couple of years. And now I don't want to die. I'm not going to give them the time of day. But then Stan Kutcher, a psychiatrist and member of the Independent Senators Group, who first proposed a time limit on the mental illness exclusion, argued that all competent Canadians suffering from irremediable and grievous illnesses, physical or mental, deserve the right to make their own choice. We do have the right to make our own choice, but we're only making the choice because the tools aren't available to us or shown how to use them. That's why we make that choice. It's not always because we really want to. It's because we want that pain to stop. And they're using your pain and suffering to their advantage. These people are the same people that brought about the Sexual Sterilization Act. Go read the act. I'm serious. I'm losing tolerance. I've got no tolerance anymore for ignorance and greed. Save yourself. Save your family members. Tell these people that passed Bill C-7 to go F themselves, to keep their BCC. You don't want it. We can help people. It is not for us to decide. This is what they say. It is not for us to decide if a person's suffering is intolerable to them, he told the Senate shortly before the vote. Dying and Dignity Canada welcomed the Senate's sign-off on the bill. Dying with Dignity Canada welcomed the Senate's sign-off on the bill. Come on, people. Calling it a momentous day for ending one life rights in Canada. Really? Hey, we've got a milestone. We got a momentous day. Momentous day. Oh, it's memorable, all right. I just want to cry right now. All 20 conservative senators voted against the bill. Several because they believed it didn't go far enough, but most were fundamentally opposed to expanding the assisted dying regime, particularly to those with mental illnesses. In an emotional speech just before the vote, conservative Senate leader Don Pleat pleaded with his colleagues to reject the bill. Pleaded. Like, pleaded. I beg of you, don't do it. Which, don't do it. And remember, this was done this article was a year ago, but they're saying it just happened now. If there was ever a time to exercise sober second thought, it is now, he told the Senate. It is not often that we can truly say that with this vote, we have the opportunity to save lives, to prevent the unnecessary, premature death of the vulnerable, because that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of the vulnerable for their own ignorance and greed, to offer hope to those who have lost it. But today we do. So it goes on. For people who are near the natural end of life, the bill relaxes some of the rules for getting an assisted death. Okay? If someone is suffering physically and there's no way of coming back from it, but it is somebody's choice, like anything, it's free will. But ask yourself, how many people will step forward and then realize that it was the wrong decision, but it was too late? It drops the requirement that a person must be able to give final consent immediately before the procedure is performed. That's intended to ensure that someone who has been approved for the procedure won't be denied if they lose mental capacity before it can be carried out. They're talking about people with medical, physical elements there, that they're just in constant pain and agony physically, and they just can't endure the pain anymore. It also drops the requirement that a person must wait 10 days after being approved for an assisted death before receiving the procedures, and if reduced the number of witnesses required to 1, down from 2. People not near death will face higher hurdles. Among other things, they'll face a minimum 90-day period for assessments of their request for an assisted death. They'll have to be made aware of all alternatives, including counseling, and they'll have to be able to give final consent immediately before receiving the procedure. Okay. That is the article. Okay. And I have to agree with the last part of it, that they're just basically saying, like, for mental health, mental illness. Here, we know you're conflicting, but we'll catch you while you're vulnerable. Because that's what it says. It's manipulation of the mind. Det ska ni om norsk lei. Tukuria to priana tukure. Biskiria to shkalana to rieskara. Tikrio moto de elashkale to re kitupuria paran ekete to lele kurie. You're saying I don't understand, lady, what you're saying. But you truly do. You just think you don't. So the carbon tax, okay? We're being made to pay a tax on corporate greed. Okay? We're breathing in their toxins, but we're paying for them to kill us with their toxins. We're paying them to kill us with their toxins because they're producing it. We're paying to go in the hospital because of their toxins. And people say, well, our healthcare is free. No, it's not. Do you pay taxes? Well, then your healthcare is not free. And then they're asking for more money. Oh, here, make a donation to here, make a donation to there, make a donation for Cancer Society. They have the cure for cancer, as I said. They had it in the 80s. So this is all bullshit. The carbon tax is coming out on Canada Day. What? Canada Day was always supposed to be a day of celebration. What? We're going to celebrate. Oh, yeah, we just got hit with carbon tax. Woohoo! We got to pay more money. Where's the freedom? I'm ticked off. And you should be too. Yes, raise your vibrations, be happy, but don't be stupid. I'm not saying that you're stupid in that way. I'm saying don't be stupid and ignore this. Ask the questions like, yeah, like what? Go read the Sexual Sterilization Act and you'll find out what's happening to you or your family members. Okay? I even went and I was looking at places for rent. And this goes to show how much greed there is to rent a room in a very small apartment, a bedroom. People, want $900 to rent a room. Okay. And some people say about people on assistance, or like now, there's a lot of people, they don't even make $900 a month and they're working. But because you're in your home, well, I got a home. Would you ever think about other people? Instead of just trying to line your pockets, think of helping a person, actually helping the person. Because people on assistance, okay, if you're renting a room, you get $500 a month. That's it. That's going to include your room and your food and your board, like your board for the room, your food, everything. Excuse me. Okay? So I looked at the price of places. It's like, oh my God. It's corporations. And your government, the government they all got their hands in it. If you look up the people, we got some little people that are in there. Hopefully they don't get corrupt or have an ulterior motive. But we really need to look at things and open your heart. Open your heart, not open your pocketbook and say, here, put your money in there. Open. Because that's what God is. Some of you go to church and stuff like that. And a lot of people say they go there to hide. Hide their own greed and ignorance. I'm not saying that all church people do that, because you got your good with your bad, like anything. But I am saying this Sexual Sterilization Act is what's happening now. That's why all this bull crap is happening. Take your pills. Here, we'll help you kill yourself. None of these people in the hospital that are suffering from physical pain or diseases. Disease is, your body's at disease. Okay? But they have the cures for all this stuff. They even have real technology, not artificial technology. Not AI crap. They have real stuff that will even help grow back a body part, because it's matter. And you think, oh, lady, you're crazy. Stephen Greer, disclosure and undisclosure. Okay? Take the time to actually watch some of the stuff that he puts out there, because the free energy is there. They're just keeping it from us because there's no profit in it. The actual technology for time travel, the speed of light, going from one to the other, like, okay? Teleportation, that's all real. Okay? CIA has been bringing things out. Look it up on YouTube. Stuff has been slowly coming out because they're afraid how people are going to react, because they think that we little humans, we can't handle shit. Well, we little humans, we can handle a lot. We've been going through this shit for what? Millions of years. And you think you were only around for 10,000 years? Horse shit. We've been here for basically. Okay? So, I'm going to leave you with that. Okay? Ask these questions. Don't just take everything they say as like, oh, well, we know best. No, they don't. No, they don't. And it's a play on words. Okay? A lot of their words that they use as being good, it's a play on words because they use it to their benefit, not yours. And you need to figure out the play on words. So when you look at a word, something fancy they say, actually sit and look at the word and keep saying the word to yourself. Like I said, psychosis. Okay? Psychosis, well, you're seeing things and you're hearing voices. That's what they say. But psychosis, as I said before, is actually psychic SOS. The psychics of the world are calling out to each other. Okay? So you are seeing your ancestors. You are seeing people. You are actually hearing people. You're hearing this spirit. We're surrounded by spirit, by the spirits of the world, by our ancestors, by our families who've passed. Their bodies are dead, but they're not. We all live and have a consciousness, and our consciousnesses are waking up right now to ask questions and realize, like, oh my goodness. No, I'm not a perfect person or a perfect being, but who is? Okay, that's what the biblical side was said of Father and Lucifer. They got in a fight, and what happened? Okay, it was ego. And it's time to clean the mess up. It's time to take out the trash. It's time to clean up the filth, the ignorance, the greed, the pain, the suffering. We're not supposed to be living life like this. Just certain beings get off on it. It's time to free my people now. And all of the stuff that they worked hard to produce over the years. And not the fake crap either. I guess I had a little more to say. Use your own brain. Don't let somebody else hijack it. Okay? And go with your heart and your gut here. Because this is the true brain. It tells you when something ain't right. Or when something doesn't sound right. But right now, it's like deja vu. We've already done this before. The same as the Hitler crap. It's happening again. Everything is happening in now. All the stuff you've been from the past is all happening again now. That's why everything looks like it just went poosh. What? What the fudge? Holy crap. Like, all these diseases coming back? Really? Okay. Look at this. See the corruption. But look at the positive side to it, because it is coming down. Okay. It is coming down. Just believe in you. And you can heal physically, mentally, spiritually. You can heal emotionally and sexually. You just need that right person that can get you there. I'm going to be doing things a little differently here soon. I have tarot cards, and I'm going to start reading some tarot cards, because I know once I start reading tarot cards to people, everything else is going to be able to come more naturally. My abilities. When I get around people, I am able to feel their energies. I am able to feel their actual feelings. I am able to feel their thoughts. Because if I get connected, then I can kind of get the person to show me their traumas so that I can understand it in a way that I am able to help them overcome them. I am Spirit Mother. I'm here to help you get through this, to empower you, to help you see the truth, as ugly as it may be, or as hard as it may be to see the truth. But with the truth comes change. It may hurt in the beginning, but as the truth comes and you start to heal, it gets easier. So I want you to be big, bold, and brave. And most importantly, be yourself. Okay? I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting and willing to receive it. Open your heart and it will all flow through. I love you all. Have a great evening and the rest of your awesome weekend. Okay? Get outside, play a little, dance a little, skip a little, sing a little. Do what makes you happy. Okay? Have a great evening. I love you all.